Think about your morning routine. You wake up on the same side of the bed, check your phone, and drive to work following the exact same route as yesterday. Without active effort, you are executing a memorized set of behaviors and emotional reactions. According to researcher Dr. Joe Dispenza, by the time we reach age 35, 95% of our identity functions as a hardwired subconscious program. When you try to eat better or change a daily habit, you are using your conscious mind, which makes up only about 5% of your total brain power. You are fighting against a massive subconscious operating system that has spent decades practicing how to be the old version of you. This disparity explains why sheer willpower often feels insufficient. When you try to resist a late-night sugar craving using that 5% of conscious effort, you are mathematically outmatched by a vast architecture of ingrained programming. We operate as biological puppets to our own history. To achieve lasting change, you have to move past surface-level urges and learn how to rewrite the underlying operating system. Over time, the body becomes physically and chemically addicted to familiar emotional states. If you spend years experiencing stress, guilt, or anger, your cells grow accustomed to a steady diet of those specific stress hormones. The moment you decide to think differently, your body notices the drop in those familiar chemicals. It goes through withdrawal. Your cells signal the brain to demand their chemical fix because they are craving the emotional state they have memorized. To get that fix, a deprived body will actively manipulate the brain. It triggers old memories and reminds you of past traumas, specifically to force the release of those familiar negative chemicals. When these stress hormones are triggered continuously, the body remains knocked out of its natural balance. Over years, this chronic state of chemical emergency begins to degrade cellular function and suppress the immune response, creating the biological conditions where disease takes root. If our thoughts carry enough power to create biological imbalance, the question is whether those same thoughts can be used to restore order. The answer lies in neuroplasticity. As researched by Nobel laureate Eric Kandel, there is a core rule in neuroscience: nerve cells that fire together wire together. To test this, researchers took 2 groups of novices and ran a 5-day clinical study focusing on the piano. Group A physically practiced scales and chords for 2 hours a day. Group B was instructed to sit in front of the piano, keep their hands still, and only imagine themselves practicing those exact same movements. The final data shows that Group A grew new neurological circuits through physical practice. However, Group B's results matched them. They grew the same amount of new circuitry solely through mental rehearsal. This reveals that the brain does not distinguish between a physical experience and a highly focused imagined one. We possess the biological hardware required to prime our bodies for a new future before it actually happens. You cannot simply tell yourself you are happy or successful. Your conscious mind will evaluate your current environment, recognize those statements as false, and reject the information before it can reach your body. This barrier is the analytical mind. It acts as a security gate, separating your conscious awareness from the subconscious operating system where your habits are stored. To lower this gate, we must change our brainwaves, shift out of the high-alert beta state into smoother alpha and beta states. By sitting still and focusing solely on space, the brain's scattered compartments synchronize into a unified rhythm, providing entry to the subconscious. While the analytical mind is active, it serves as a gatekeeper. Mastering this brainwave slowdown is the method used to lower that barrier, allowing you to reach the deeper layers of the brain where long-term habits are actually maintained. Once inside the operating system, reprogramming requires 2 ingredients: a clear mental intention of what you want, combined with an elevated emotion, such as awe or gratitude. The rule for this practice is simple: do not end the session until you have chemically taught your body exactly what your new future feels like, overriding the old emotional addictions. Data points from 7-day immersive retreats track measurable shifts in heart coherence, microbiome health, and the release of thousands of new metabolites. Researchers found an inverse relationship here. As the body releases these new healthy chemicals, there is a simultaneous suppression of disease-causing gene expression. This shift happens within 1 week without pharmaceutical intervention. Most people wait for an external event, like a new relationship or a promotion, to change their internal emotional state. They are waiting for the world to move so they can feel better.
True creators flip this script. You cannot create a new personal reality while maintaining the same personality. You must emotionally become someone else first, signaling your biology to change ahead of your environment.
Unlock your genius wave. 12 minutes a day. Focus. Clarity. Creativity. Discover the audio experience today. Link in the description.